We're here in central London where we've caught up with the Union's General Secretary, Matt Rack, to discuss some very significant developments, including a recall conference, a 24-hour strike, and of course all this follows the government debate with the so-called guarantee on firefighters' pensions. Let's be reminded of exactly what Penny Mordaunt, the Fire Minister, actually said.
Minister Mordaunt.
If someone fails a fitness test through no fault of their own and they don't qualify for ill health retirement, they will get a redeployed role or an unreduced pension, and that we have put on a statutory footing in the national framework, a full unreduced pension, if not an alternative role.
Mr Deputy Speaker, I think with the words of the Minister, I think the whole House can now support the SI.
So Matt, they will get a full unreduced pension, if not a redeployed role. But the union's proved this to be an absolute sham, haven't they?
I think we've proved it to be an absolute lie, Sam. It's absolutely outrageous. As we've explained before, we've written to every individual fire and rescue service, every individual chief officers, and so on. What most recently has happened is we wrote to the fire service employers nationally. They took legal advice and they've written back to us, and that letter very clearly says on a national basis, representing all the fire service employers, that there is no such guarantee. They couldn't be clearer. So there is a complete contradiction between what the fire service employers are saying and what Penny Mordaunt and Eric Pickles have claimed in the House of Commons. We've exposed that as completely and utterly untrue.
And we've just had a recall of the union's conference where there's been a huge announcement. Can you take us through that?
Yeah, well, I think the conference, it's important people to realise that the conference is where delegates from every part of the union attend and speak on behalf of their members. So I think it's important to acknowledge that that's a democratic process. Not everyone agrees on the Executive Council, but it's about the democracy of the union. So there were a range of views, and whatever views the members watching this have got, those views will have been reflected at that conference. So some people support more strikes, some people don't support more strikes, and so on. Out of that, we have to find a way forward for the campaign. And the outcome of that was that a resolution was passed, which we've sent out to members now, recommended by the Executive Council. That resolution clearly says the campaign must continue. We cannot accept being lied to. I think the important thing about the lie is this: it's not simply about the guarantee and the no job, no pension. It's the fact that every single aspect of the attack on our pension was forced through Parliament on the back of a lie. So using that lie, they got all the attacks, and we've got a lot of opposition to all those different aspects of the pension changes, but they got it all through on the basis of that lie. There was huge anger about that at the conference, and on the basis of that, the Executive Council has now, as people will be aware, called a 24-hour strike on the 25th of February. So we urge people to get organised, get ready for that strike. Very important that we strongly respond to the lies that have been said in Parliament and the fact that that has been used to force through the changes to our pensions. And the final point that emerged from that conference was a protest event that we're organising on the same day here in central London at Methodist Central Hall. We have started off with a rally in the large hall there from about midday. People are organising transport from across the country, and I urge everyone available to come along. This is our opportunity to very publicly, very loudly and very forcefully say to politicians, we are not accepting being lied to publicly, having lies told about the situation in the House of Commons to force through these attacks, this robbery of our pensions. So I would urge everyone to get organised for the strike, and everyone to get organised to attend that protest in London on the 25th of February.
So a strike on the 25th and importantly a protest also on the 25th. Please contact your local brigade officials for travel details regarding that. For further updates, please go to our website, which is www.fbu.org.uk, or why not follow us on Twitter @FBU National. Until then, thanks once again to Matt.
Thanks, Tom.
There's power